Iris paper folding without a pattern. What is iris paper folding? It's a technique that involves layering paper strips across a cut-out shape. Usually you follow a printed template or pattern, but we're not going to do that today. I want to show you some of the patterns and what they look like, though. They're indicated with numbers and color guides, and they're very helpful. And a lot of them are free on the internet, so you can download and print off several patterns and work with these. But we will be doing an original design. I'm going to draw it with an eraser so that I get no pencil marks that I later have to erase. And then I'll cut it out with a little knife tool. You'll be receiving one of these cutouts in your kit if you choose to pick up a kit. And you can make a card. Now I'm using magazines, and I like using magazines because there's a lot of colors and shapes and textures to the magazine photos. And I cut them in strips of about 5/8 of an inch wide. You can change this if you want, but typically it's 5/8 of an inch for most of the templates and patterns out there. And why that is we fold it, and about 1/4 inch is the maximum to reveal the fold. You'll see when we get to putting it on the design. These are all my wonderful strips I've cut. I have some long ones and some short ones, but you can see I've folded them in half, or approximately in half, so I get that 1/4 inch showing. I'm looking at the wave, and I want to cover that first part of the wave with my candy pieces here, and I'm going about 1/8 an inch over the width of that wave and taping it with my Scotch tape. And then the second piece is going to overlap the first piece, and then I'm going to find a third piece that's even longer and can go even past that width of the wave and turn the corner on the wave. So I've turned this over, and you can see the difference of these 3 pieces there. I can't really see the fold lines, and I like to see the fold lines. So I'm going to take those 2 pieces I've added in and take them off and put on something contrasting. You can see how contrasts work here. Each of those pieces is a separate piece of magazine, but you can see there's much more dynamic looking and movement with that. And I'm going to take the next one and go follow that curve and go through the wave as though it's coming up, so you get bigger pieces over at one side and not the other. So here it is in process, and I just want to bring it up close to the camera and show you. So I did use this little striped thing. So now you can see that I've done, I've turned the corner, and all that's left for me to do is do some of these short pieces. Now I could continue doing that, but I think what I'm going to do is follow the curve again and lengthen them all to the corner. So here we are. I'm working on the last bit of this wave, this sort of tail that comes out, and I'm going to put this is my next one that is going to go overlapping this. You overlap, and trying to get that angle. So I'm trying to get a nice wide angle to it, and I'm going to tape it down at one part, and you can see what it looks like from the front.
So it's almost there. I'd love to get a big piece that goes across. Let me see. I think I have one, which is this thing, and it kind of looks like water. Even though it's pink, it looks like water. I think it's supposed to be candy, but I'm not sure. Anyway, so I'm going to try. I don't think it'll cover that whole thing. So maybe I'll keep trying to find something else to do. But for now, we're going to just place this here and see what that looks like. I'm going to make sure that it's nice and sturdy there and tape it down, and let's see what that looks like. Now, almost done, and maybe just a wee bit of the candy stuff again, like a little bit of the candy over here, and it'll be like the stones of the wave is throwing up the pebbles on the beach or something. So let's do that. Okay, and I'm going to clip the edge here and tape it together over here, and voila, this is the final wave.
Another example is this 5-petaled flower that I've cut out. I just drew it and cut it out, and I'm placing different brightly colored pieces of magazine photos on there, and you can kind of control the size and width of what you're doing and how much you want to do. With a pattern, you're sort of stuck to the pattern. So when you don't work with a pattern, you're more expressive with your own choices. And that's kind of fun. It's nice to experiment with these, especially when you have nice, brightly colored pieces of magazine photos like I do. And what's fun too is you can vary the length and the width of these, so you get a lot of interesting folds. Now I've done it to the center the way I like it, and I found another photo that's very bright. It's got a picture of fruit in it, and I'm going to put that in the center. There you go. Now you can order a kit, call the library and pick up a kit, and we'll have it for you with magazines.